nap now. Yes, I didn't say. What are you looking so sad about, Jeff?
I'm surprised. I'm really insulted. That's not right, what you just said.
What do you mean, what I just said?
I'm getting a drink of water. I'm late getting home, but you talking. I said something about the greatest heavyweight champ, man. I'm a hometown man, and you talking about Joe Louis, man. Joe Louis wouldn't be nothing for me. Joe, I tell you, Joe, do you think you would have stood a chance with me?
Well, wait a minute. One time during my career, I was on a Formula One tour.
I would have been a bum compared to you.
What's happening, my people? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. That's right. You know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian, bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. Salute to Miss Cass. Without her, none of this would be possible. Salute to Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. What's up, RP? Salute to everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the Boxtorian. Today, Eddie Hearn and Matchoom Boxing. Eddie Hearn and Matchoom Boxing. We continue Boxing Promoters Week with Eddie Hearn. Third installment of the week. The Bob Era Monday. Austin De La Hoya and Golden Boy yesterday. Frank Warren and Queensbury Promotions tomorrow. Al Haven and the PBC Friday. Has the family today, though. It's Wednesday. This is the Hump Day edition of Cat Sports, the Boxtorian. Again, we're going to look at a little history of Matchroom Boxing. We're going to look at some of the former and current members of the stable. some of the big fights they promoted over the years. And we're going to do a little profile on some of those stable members. All that today on Cash Sports The Rock Story, bringing you all that boxing history. Mike Rem in the building. Salute, Mike. It's Eddie Hearn's and Matchoom Boxing's turn on Promoter Week. And we're moving closer. It's Wednesday, moving closer to that big card this weekend. Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia. I still haven't made up my mind yet. Got it 50-50 right now. Picking Gary Antoine over Andy Hiriaka. Richardson Hitchens over Duarte. And Frank Martin and Nahir Albright. That's a pick 'em for me. Not sure about that one. But we just a couple of days away. We can see what actually happens. Great card. Another big card early 2026. Again, headlined by Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia. A lot of people counting Barrios out. I wouldn't do that. Barrios been in there with Tank, Keith Thurman. He beat Usyk, not Usyk, Cuban guy. Yeah, he beat him. Oh man, I can't think of his name right now, but yeah. So it should be I know it's going to be a good card. 3 championship fights on the card this weekend. But today it's going to be Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing. And after the profile, we're going to look at some of we got like 6 people in the stable. We're going to look at Anthony Joshua, Dimitri Bivol, Jaron Ennis, Jai Opataya, Katie Taylor, and Raymond Ford. We're going to take a look at all those are members of Eddie Hearn's stable. We're going to do a little profile on them later on in the show today, those 6. But first, we got to get our fight of the day in. Look back at a fight from the past. Don't have to be that far in the past, just in the past. Might have happened last week, who knows? But let's get into that. So without further ado, let's get into today's fight of the day. Okay, today's fight of the day is Regis Prograis versus Josh Taylor. October 26, 2019. Close and controversial. Taylor versus Prograis. Prograis versus Taylor. October 26, 2019. Close and controversial. The Drunk Irishman in the building. Salute. Just getting ready to start the fight of the day. Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor. Happened October 26, 2019. And it was close and controversial. Our title, Close and Controversial. Let's get into it. And my ink pen stopped writing. We've got about 10 more right there. Okay, hey, let's go. Fight of the day. And then we're going to look at Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Okay. All right. Prograis Taylor, 2019. Salute to the Drunk Irishman, Mike Rem, and Ray Patterson, and Miss Cass. And Technique. What's up, Technique? Technique say, I hate to say it, but that silver spoon English boy runs boxing. Salute technique. We're just at the beginning of our fight of the day. Just getting ready to start. Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor. Again, October 26, 2019. Close and controversial fight. Okay, the salute technique. Now, the Regis Prograis versus Josh Taylor matchup was contested for the WBA, IBF, and Vacant Ring Magazine super lightweight titles. The fight was held at the O2 Arena in London, England. It served as the final of the super lightweight division in season 2 of the World Boxing Super Series, or the WBSS, an 8-man elimination tournament launched in 2017 to crown division champions through high-profile fights. Scottish southpaw Josh Taylor defeated American southpaw Regis Prograis by majority decision after 12 rounds, with judges' scores of 114-114, 115-113, and 117-112. Taylor thereby unified the IBF and WBA belts while claiming the Muhammad Ali Trophy for his tournament victory. Yep, he won the Muhammad Ali Trophy in that one. Super light. Taylor, age 28, and entering the fight undefeated at 15-0 with 12 knockouts, had secured the IBF title 6 months earlier by stopping Ivan Baranchyk in the WBSS semifinals, marking his first world championship win. Prograis, 30 years old, with a perfect record, 24-0, 20 knockouts, held the WBA title after a 6-round technical knockout of Curl Relic in April 2019, also in the WBSS semifinals, and was making his first defense outside of the United States. The fight, promoted by Eddie Hearn and Matchoom Boxing and aired on DAZN and Sky Sports, drew attention for its tactical depth, featuring 2 elite southpaws exchanging jabs and combinations in a back-and-forth affair, though Taylor's higher work rate and aggression edged him to win, despite a swollen right eye in the championship rounds. Widely regarded as one of the best fights of 2019, the matchup highlighted the depth of the 140-pound division at that time and positioned Taylor as the leading contender for undisputed status, especially after Jose Ramirez unified the WBC and WBO titles earlier that year. Post-fight, Taylor praised Prograis as a great champion while affirming his own superiority, and Prograis conceded it was a close contest where the better man won on the night. Salute Mike Mazik is in the building. Salute Mike. Our fight of the day today is Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor from 2019, part of that World Boxing Super Series tournament. He was trying to unify a few divisions, and Josh Taylor did go on eventually to be undisputed after he beat Ramirez later. Yeah, he did go on to become undisputed. Okay, so let's continue. Fight of the day, Prograis and Taylor. Now, okay, let's continue. Fight of the day. Now, the pre-fight odds slightly favored Prograis as the aggressor with sharper power. Now, Taylor came out aggressively in the early rounds, applying front foot pressure with jabs and body shots to close distance. Though Prograis countered effectively with probing feints and low blows to the body, edging rounds 1 and 2 on activity. Edge rounds 1 and 3 on activity, while round 2 remained highly competitive, with mutual exchanges. In rounds 4 through 8, Prograde utilized slick head movement and counters to stem Taylor's advances, landing crisp left hands and body work, particularly in round 8, where he snapped Taylor's head back. But Taylor's volume and accuracy with uppercuts and hooks began to accumulate damage on Prograde. Taylor dominated the late rounds 9 through 12 with relentless volume punching, stalking Prograde to the ropes and targeting the body to sap his energy, while Prograde rallied in rounds 11 and 12 with heavy left hands, but appeared fatigued despite Taylor's swollen right eye, impairing his vision. Yeah, we just kind of ran out of gas toward the end of that one. No knockdowns occurred throughout the intense back and forth affair, with rounds 2 and 10 proving particularly close due to furious trading. But Taylor's superior stamina ultimately outlasted Prograde's technical precision and power shots. The judges scored it as a majority decision for Taylor. Once again, 114-114, 115-113, and 117-112. Josh Taylor. Ring announcer Michael Buffer declared Taylor the winner amid a thunderous crowd eruption, celebrating the Scottish underdog's upset victory in London. Officials promptly presented Taylor with the unified belts and Ali Trophy as the O2 Arena faithful chanted his name in recognition of the grueling performance. Yep, fight of the day, Regis Prograde and Josh Taylor. And there's your winner, Josh Taylor from Scotland. I forgot to say his nickname, but I forgot it. It's something. Okay, but now we're going to take a look at Eddie Hearn and Matchoom boxing. Tomorrow will be Frank Warren and Queensbury. And then we're going to finish up Friday with Al Heyman and the PBC. What is the Tartan Tornado? Yeah, that's it. Josh Taylor's nickname. The Tartan Tornado. Right. I knew it would come to me. So now we go to Eddie Hearn. Old Eddie Hearn. That's his nickname. Old Eddie. All right. There's Eddie. Okay. How's everybody? It's Wednesday. Closing in on this weekend. Big fight. Big card. 3 title fights on it. I still haven't made my decision on Ryan and Mario Barrios yet. A lot of people counting Barrios out. I'm not. If he wins it, I wouldn't even consider it an upset. He's the champion. This is Ryan's first fight in the division, right? Right? Yeah. Because Ryan fought at a catchweight when he fought his last fight, I think. Can't even remember who it was. Him and Devin was 140, but oh, Rowley. Yeah, I think him and Rowley was at a catchweight. Yeah, him and Rowley was after Devin. So yeah, this will be his first fight at the full 147-pound weight. But let's talk about Eddie and Matchroom boxing. Okay. I'm not ready. The fight of the day is over. Who got that in it? Bear with me for a moment. But yeah, this should be a pretty good card. 3 championship fights. What is I don't know if it's the Zone or Tubi or whatever. I know Ryan is Golden Boy, so probably the Zone, I guess. But I think there's some fighters from PBC on the card too, so I don't know. Anybody know what network this thing on? I know the Godfather's on Tubi now. Yeah. I put a fight on Tubi a couple weeks ago. I find the fights anywhere nowadays. But here we go. Eddie Hearn and Matchoom. Boxing. Make sure nobody didn't comment since I started. But we're good. All right. Now, Edward John Hearn. He's a British sports promoter who serves as chairman of Matchoom Sport, a company founded by his father, Barry Hearn, that organizes events in boxing, darts, snooker, and golf. Snooker is like a form of billiards. Yeah, pool. Now, Hearn joined Matchoom in 2000, initially managing its golf division before expanding into boxing promotion, where he has built the firm into a global leader by signing high-profile fighters and securing major media deals. Under his direction, Matchroom Boxing promoted the record attendance rematch between Carl Froch and George Groves in 2014 at Wembley Stadium, drawing 80,000 spectators. 80,000. And in 2018, negotiated an 8-year, $1 billion broadcasting agreement with the zone to air events in the United States. 8-year, $1 billion contract. Hearn was appointed Group Managing Director as Matchroom grew, becoming chairman in 2021 and received the World Boxing Association's Promoter of the Year Award for 2022. Here in 2021, I think him and his father like switched roles. Eddie was like the president or something then, and his father was CEO. And then in 2021, his father, Barry Hearn, stepped down. Eddie is now the CEO, and his father is like a president, vice president, or something like that. Yeah. But Eddie is running the show now. 2021. Okay, let's look at Eddie's early life and education. And yeah, that's Eddie Hearn right there. A minute. Yes. There he is. It's a young Eddie. See? That's him. All right. Early life and education for Eddie Hearn. Family background and influences. Family background and influences. Edward John Hearn was born on June 8th, 1979, in Dagenham, England, to Barry Hearn, an accountant who later became a prominent sports promoter, and Susan Hearn, a homemaker. The family resided in Essex, where Barry Hearn established Matchroom Sport in 1982, initially focusing on darts and snooker promotions before expanding into other sports, including boxing. This entrepreneurial environment immersed young Eddie in the sports industry from an early age, fostering a natural affinity for competitive events. Eddie's upbringing was shaped profoundly by his father's rigorous work ethic and competitive mindset, with his father Barry instilling a kill or be killed philosophy to prepare him for business challenges. Barry, who rose from working class roots, deliberately avoided spoiling his son, fearing it would hinder his development, and instead emphasized self-reliance through early jobs, like cold calling for a double glazing firm during Hearn's teenage years. This parental influence drove Eddie's ambition, as he later reflected that being always the son of Barry Hearn motivated him to prove his own capabilities beyond familial legacy. Key formative experiences included physical confrontations arranged by his father, such as a sparring session in a boxing ring at age 16, which Barry described as pretty violent, to toughen his resolves. Growing up in Essex's sports-centric environment, Hearn developed passions for boxing and golf, activities that aligned with Matchroom's portfolio and reinforces exposure to high-stakes promotion. These influences, rooted in Berry's transition from accountancy to building a multi-million-dollar pound empire, laid the groundwork for Eddie's eventual leadership in sports management. Yeah, multi-million-dollar pound empire. Yeah, in England, the pounds instead of the dollars. Yep, Berry built a multi-million-dollar empire. Now, Eddie's schooling and early challenges. Here's another picture of Eddie. Kind of small. This Eddie, right in the middle in the back, the tallest one, see? In the middle in the back. Basketball team. The tallest one on the team. Okay. So this is schooling and early challenges for Eddie Hearn. Eddie attended Brentwood School in Essex, where he faced significant academic difficulties during his secondary education. Despite excelling in sports, which initially allowed him to remain enrolled, he failed his GCSE examinations and was denied entry to the school's sixth form. I guess that's probably sixth grade over here. But he failed examinations and was denied entry to the school's sixth form, falling one grade short of the requirement. School officials cited his poor academic performance and lack of popularity among peers as factors, rejecting pleas from his father, Berry Hearn, to reconsider based on Eddie's athletic abilities. Subsequently, Hearn enrolled at Havering Sixth Form College, also referred to as Havering College of Further and Higher Education, in Romford, an institution with less stringent entry criteria that did not select students primarily on grades. There, he pursued A levels in media studies, physical education, and business studies, with his father providing financial incentives, such as payments for each A grade achieved, to motivate better performance. No records indicate Hearn attended university following his A levels. Among his early challenges were persistent struggles with self-discipline, including a long-term battle with weight management and inadequate nutrition, which left him feeling physically weak and puny during his youth. These issues compounded his academic setbacks and social isolation at Brentwood, prompting a shift toward self-improvement through routines like library study sessions and visits to his father's gym after school hours, which helped build resilience, but highlighted his initial lack of focus outside athletics. Okay. Early professional career. That's just him and Anthony Joshua there, that's all. Initial sales and business roles. Eddie Hearn's first professional role was in telesales as a double glazing salesman for Weatherseal in Romford, Essex, beginning at age 15 around 1994, where he earned £3 per hour and honed rejection handling skills through scripted cold calls. This entry-level sales position emphasized persistence amid frequent customer refusal, laying foundational business acumen before formal education completion. Following secondary school, Hearn bypassed university to pursue workforce opportunities, applying to multiple sports management firms and securing an initial role at LEA as a sports agent around age 18, representing figures like cricketer Ian Botham and prominent golfers. His performance impressed his father, Barry Hearn, leading to recruitment in the Matchoom sport in 2000 for golf promotion under the family company, where he managed events and client relations to expand commercial reach. So Barry first made him go out and get his own job, he had would do, before he brought him into Matchoom. He made him go out, find his own work, and so that he was good at it, so then he brought him back into his company. Subsequently, Hearn shifted to promoting online poker events at Matchoom during the mid-2000s, overseeing televised programming that generated substantial revenue through global broadcasting deals and sponsorships, marking a key non-combat sports business venture. These roles emphasize negotiation, event commercialization, and profitability, distinct from later combat sports focus, with poker proving a major profit center amid Matchoom's diversification. Transition to sports management. Here's him and Amir Khan. He had signed Amir Khan to Matchoom at the beginning of, I think Amir went with Queensbury first, I believe, then Eddie got him. Yeah, we're going to cover Queensbury tomorrow. I think Frank Warren had Amir first, but he eventually got with Eddie. Transition to sports management for Eddie Hearn. After completing his education, Eddie entered the sports industry by joining a sports management company where he represented professional golfers. He subsequently founded his own firm to manage golfers competing on the European Tour and PGA Tour in the United States, marking his initial foray into athletic representation and event-related activities. In 2000, Hearn transitioned to a formal role within the family business by joining Matchoom Sport, taking responsibility for its newly established golf management division, which built on his prior experience in golfer representation. This move aligned with Matchoom's diversification beyond its core in boxing and snooker, and the golf sponsorships and player management. Again, snooker is like a form of pool or billiard, okay? Nobody don't just say pool, snooker. I guess that's an English thing, I guess. But anyway, yeah. Matchoom is primarily, the core was boxing and snooker. And Eddie went into golf sponsorships and player management. By 2005, he advanced to chief executive of the PGA Euro Pro Tour, overseeing operations for this developmental circuit that served as a pathway to the European Tour, further solidified his expertise in golf administration. Eddie's golf roles honed skills in sponsorship acquisition, event promotion, and commercial partnerships, which later proved transferable to broader sports ventures. Following the PGA position, he shifted within Matchoom to lead his poker and online gaming division, expanding the company's portfolio in the televised gaming events and digital platforms during the mid-2000s boom in online poker. These experiences in niche sports and entertainment management bridged his early golf focus toward Matchoom's combat sports emphasis, though boxing promotion did not become his primary domain until around 2010. Okay, so let's talk about his rise at Matchoom Sport. The rise at Matchoom Sport for Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn. Okay. Joining and initial responsibilities. Eddie Hearn joined Matchoom Sport in 2000, shortly after completing his early professional stints in sports management, and was immediately tasked with leading the newly formed Matchoom Golf Division. In this capacity, he managed the promotion and development of golfers under the Matchoom brand, leveraging the company's existing infrastructure in sports event management to build a roster of professional talents. This role represented Hearn's formal entry into the family enterprise, founded by his father Barry Hearn in 1982, which at the time emphasized snooker, darts, and emerging boxing promotions alongside diversification into other sports. Thomas Hill in the building. What's up, T. Hill? This is Promoter Week. Eddie Hearn today. With the Bob Father Monday, Oscar yesterday, Eddie Hearn today, Frank Warren tomorrow, and Al Heyman Friday. Let's salute T. Hill. The legendary Thomas Hill in the building. Okay, let's continue with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing. By 2005, Hearn's responsibilities expanded to include serving as chief executive of the PGA Euro Tour, a developmental circuit aimed at nurturing emerging golf professionals, where he oversaw operational and promotional aspects to enhance player pathways to higher tier competitions. He subsequently directed Matchroom's ventures in the poker and online gaming operations, capitalizing on the mid-2000s boom in Texas Hold'em popularity to generate significant revenue streams through televised events and sponsorships. These initial efforts established Eddie's operational acumen in diversifying Matchroom's portfolio beyond its core strengths, laying groundwork for broader leadership within the organization. Okay, now the shift to boxing promotion. Okay, let's talk about Eddie Hearn's shift to boxing promotion. Shift to boxing promotion for Eddie. Here he is with a couple fighters, one of his early promotions. I don't know who they are. Okay. But one of them has a belt, 2 belts. Shift to boxing promotion. Eddie Hearn's transition to boxing promotion at Matchroom Sport occurred amid the company's established focus on darts and snooker, with boxing representing an underdeveloped division under his father Barry Hearn's leadership. Initially joining Matchroom in 2000 to manage the golf division and later expanding into sponsorships, event management, and online poker, which generated significant revenue, Eddie identified untapped potential in boxing around 2008. He collaborated on the launch of the Prize Fighter Series, a one-night knockout tournament format that drew casual audiences and marked Matchroom's re-entry into televised boxing entertainment. A pivotal moment came in 2009 when Hearn signed Olympic gold medalist Artley Harrison following a chance meeting at the World Series of Poker, positioning him for a high-profile heavyweight title challenge against David Haye on November 6, 2010 at Manchester's MEN Arena. The fight, despite Harrison's loss, achieved 600,000 pay-per-view buys, demonstrating boxing's commercial viability and validating Hearn's push despite initial resistance from his father Barry, who prioritized other sports over boxing. This success fueled further investment, with Hearn staging his first independent show featuring Darren Barker versus Domenico Spada on April 16, 2011 at Wembley Arena, where Barker sold nearly 1,000 tickets personally. That might be them two right there. that I just named, Darren Barker and Domenico Spada, which was his first independent promotion for old Eddie Hearn. By 2012, Hearn had assumed fuller control of the boxing operations. Is that a word, fuller? By 2012, Hearn had assumed more control of the boxing operations, securing an exclusive broadcasting deal with Sky Sports that provided a platform for consistent event staging and fighter development. This agreement, spanning multiple years, shifted Matchoom's emphasis toward boxing, transforming from a peripheral activity into the company's revenue cornerstone. Okay, that's when boxing became the cornerstone of the company around 2010. Eventually, when they signed with Sky Sports. Yeah, okay. This became the company's revenue cornerstone at that time, eventually accounting for over half of its estimated $365 million annual revenue by 2023. Hearn's hands-on approach, including direct involvement in matchmaking and marketing, capitalized on the sport's appeal to build a stable of prospects and elevate Matchoom's global profile in boxing. Okay, boxing promotion achievements now. We're going to look at some of the fighters they've had in their stable and some big fights they promoted over the years. Boxing promotions achievements. Key fighters and signature events. Okay, key fighters and signature events. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing has built its reputation around promoting elite fighters across weight classes, with Anthony Joshua serving as the cornerstone heavyweight since signing in 2012. Joshua, an Olympic gold medalist, captured the IBF heavyweight title in 2016 and defended it multiple times under Hearn's guidance, amassing over 1 million pay-per-view sales for key fights. Other standout heavyweights include Philip Hergovic, who holds an undefeated record and challenge for interim titles. Is he still undefeated? I believe so. Okay. Yeah, but Philip Hergovic is also part of Eddie's current stable. There's another one, Dimitri Bivol on the left there. In the light heavyweight division, Dimitri Bivol emerged as a key asset after defeating Canelo Alvarez in May 2022 to claim the WBA super title, validating Hearn's investment in technical. Well, he already had the title, but he beat Canelo 2022, validating Hearn's investment in technical, high IQ fighters, despite their lower commercial draw compared to heavyweights. Bivol's victory over Canelo, a unanimous decision over 12 rounds, highlighted Matchroom's strategy of prioritizing skilled contenders over height-driven matchmaking. At welterweight, Jaron Ennis remains unbeaten as of the end of 2025, positioning him as the future star, with Hearn emphasizing his speed and power in promotional campaigns. Cruiserweight standout, Jai Apataya, with a 28-0 record. For 1 second. Okay, yeah. Cruiserweight standout, Jai Apataya, with a 28-0 record, defended his IBF title multiple times, including knockouts that underscored Matchroom's global reach into Australia. Mm-hmm. Another big member of his current stable right there, KT. Women's boxing gained prominence through Katie Taylor, the undisputed lightweight champion whose fights drew record audiences. Hearn signed her in 2018, crediting her technical mastery and marketability for elevating female fighters. Connor Ben, son of Nigel Ben, has been a consistent performer at welterweight with a 23-1 record, though controversies around failed drug tests tested Hearn's loyalty to stablemates. Let's look at some events, some of the big fights Matchoom has promoted. Signature events under Hearn include the April 29, 2017 clash between Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko at Wembley Stadium, attended by 90,000 plus fans, okay? 90,000 plus. The largest crowd for a post-war boxing match in Britain, where Joshua secured an 11th round TKO to win the WBA, IBF, WBO, and IBO heavyweight titles. This event generated over 100 million pounds in revenue and marked Hearn's breakthrough in staging mega fights. Okay, there's another one that's big one still. Amanda Katie won. Another landmark was Katie Taylor's April 30th, 2022 majority decision win over Amanda Serrano at Madison Square Garden. The first women's boxing main event there, okay? Selling out 20,000 seats and peaking at 1.5 million DAZN viewers globally. Okay, women's fight. 1.5 mil globally. Looking at some of Matchoom's biggest fights. There's another one. The May 8th, 2021 super middleweight unification fight between Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe Saunders at AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World, drew 73,126 spectators, setting a United States indoor boxing attendance record. Canelo's 8th round stoppage unified the WBA, WBC, and WBO titles in a co-promoted spectacle that exceeded $100 million in gate and pay-per-view. Joshua and Usyk was another Matchoom joint. Hearn's involvement in Saudi-backed cards such as Joshua versus Alexander Usyk in September 2021, where Joshua lost his titles by unanimous decision, further, excuse me. Joshua lost his titles by unanimous decision, further amplified Matchoom profile. Gotta take a drink, I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Okay, sorry. I'm ready. Now, yeah, that's another big one that Matchoom promoted. Both Joshua Usyk fights. That's one right there. Hearn's involvement in Saudi-backed cards such as Joshua versus Alexander Usyk in September 2021, where Joshua lost his titles by unanimous decision, further amplified Matchoom's profile, though these often involved shared promotion with Turki Ali Sheikh's entity. These events collectively drove Matchoom's expansion, with Hearn prioritizing high-stakes matchups that balance risk and revenue potential. Broadcasting and commercial deals. It's just some other current boxers in his stable. There's Upataya. Broadcasting and commercial deals. Matchoom Boxing's broadcasting partnerships have been central to its growth under Eddie Hearn's leadership. Prior to 2021, the promotion relied heavily on Sky Sports for UK broadcasts, a relationship that spanned over 2 decades and facilitated the airing of numerous high-profile events. In June of 2021, Hearn ended this arrangement by signing a 5-year exclusive deal with DAZN, valued at over $100 million, to broadcast Matchoom events in the UK and Ireland, making a shift to streaming amid DAZN's global expansion in combat sports. Yeah, I think the Zone was already doing them in the United States, and Sky Sports had them in Ireland and the UK. But then they dropped Sky Sports, and the Zone took over in Ireland and UK also at that point. Okay, there's another one of his current stars, Ron Buzinis, another current Matchroom star. The U.S. market represented a pivotal expansion, with Matchroom securing an 8-year, $1 billion rights deal with the Zone in May 2018. Yes, the Zone was already doing it in the United States in 2018. 8-year, $1 billion deal to promote 16 annual fights stateside over that time, enabling aggressive promotion of fighters like Anthony Joshua and Katie Taylor. This agreement, which included joint venture element, was extended in May 2023 for 3 additional years, covering the USA and Mexico, solidifying the Zone as the primary platform for Matchroom's international output. The 2021 UK deal further integrated worldwide rights, allowing the Zone to stream Matchroom content globally, starting that summer. Okay, another Raymond Ford, another one of Matchroom stars, right there. Complementing broadcasting, Hearn has pursued commercial deals to enhance revenue and visibility. In September of 2025, Matchroom announced a strategic consulting partnership with Rock Nation Sports International, aimed at accelerating global growth through enhanced marketing, sponsorships, and event production in the United States and beyond. In October 2025, a multifaceted alliance with Riyadh Season was formalized, positioning the Saudi Entertainment Initiative as a key sponsor and host for major boxing cards, including branding and promotional integrations across events. These agreements build on prior sponsorship frameworks, such as voluntary codes for gambling partners in the UK, reflecting Hearn's focus on diversified revenue streams amid evolving media landscapes. Yeah, I believe you was right, Technique, when you said that Eddie Hearn then took over. Yeah, Technique said, I hate to say it, but that silver spoon English boy runs boxing. I got to agree with you on that, Technique. Okay, so involvement in other sports. Because remember, it wasn't just boxing. They started out darts, golf, poker, snooker, which is a form of billiards or pool. So let's talk about that, some of Matchroom's involvement in other sports. Here there he is with Sky Sports darts. Okay, leadership in darts. Leadership in darts. Eddie Hearn assumed the role of chairman. Here we go. I don't know what just happened. But Eddie Hearn assumed the role of chairman of the Professional Darts Corporation, the PDC, on April 22nd, 2021, succeeding his father, Barry Hearn, who transitioned to president of Matchroom Sport while retaining influence over darts strategy. Year 2021, Eddie Hearn went from the president to CEO, and his father stepped down as CEO to become the president. They like switch roles. Okay, Eddie is a big fish now. In this capacity, Hearn oversees the PDC's operations as part of Matchroom Sports portfolio, which has promoted PDC events since acquiring a majority stake in 2001. Under his leadership, darts has solidified as Matchroom's most profitable division, generating approximately 60 million pounds. Lira is Italian. 60 million pounds in the annual revenue by 2025, driven by high-profile tournaments like the PDC World Darts Championship and Premier League Darts. Hearn has prioritized global expansion, emphasizing darts potential in markets like the United States, where he predicted in early 2025 that the sport could take over America through targeted broadcasting and event strategies. This includes forged partnerships such as the October 2025 agreement with Riyadh Season to co-promote major PDC events, enhancing prize funds and international visibility. I had to see that to believe it, darts taking over in sport. The PDC reported a $17.9 million profit for the fiscal year ending in 2024, outpacing Matchoom Boxing's £14.4 million, attributing to surging TV rights deals and sold-out arenas for events featuring stars like Luke Littler. So in 2024, they actually made more money from darts than they did boxing. Matchoom did, wow. But these sold-out arenas is over there in the UK. So, wow. He said darts going to take over in the United States, and he did. In the inaugural PDC interview, Hearn articulated a vision for sustained growth through innovation in event format, digital arrangement, and talent development. Building on the PDC's separation from the British Darts Organization in 1992-1993, which Barry Hearn orchestrated to professionalize the sport. Critics note that much of darts' foundational commercialization predates Eddie's chairmanship, but his tenure has coincided with record attendance, such as the 2025 World Championship and diversified revenue streams beyond UK-centric pub culture. The broader diversification effort is snooker or pool. Yeah, they call it snooker, but it's just like a form of billiards. I think you had like a couple of different cue, like 6 cue balls on the table or something in snooker. But yeah, I looked it up, but I never played it. Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah, let's take a look at that because they got a big deal in that too. The sport of snooker. BBO Sports TV. What's up, BBO? Eddie Hearn and Matchoom today. We talking about some other sports that they're not just boxing. Actually, in 2024, Matchoom made more money from darts than they did boxing. Mm-hmm. And Eddie said darts is getting ready to blow up. Wow. But broader diversification, but salute BBO tonight at 8 p.m. Good show last night too, BBO. Great show. Yeah, Barry Hearn. Yeah, that's why he stepped down. He let Eddie run the company. Barry is now the president since 2021. Eddie is now the CEO. They like switch roles. But their money going in both their pockets. So broader diversification efforts. In addition to boxing and darts, Matchoom sport under Eddie Hearn's leadership has maintained significant involvement in snooker, where the company holds a majority stake in the World Snooker Tour. This stake supports the promotion of major events like the World Snooker Championship, contributing to Matchoom's multi-sport portfolio that generated pre-tax profits of £42 million on £214 million turnout in the year ending 2022. On October 5th, 2025, Matchoom announced, excuse me for 1 second. Okay, on October 5th, 2025, Matchoom announced a partnership with Riyadh Season to sponsor and collaborate on snooker events alongside boxing and darts, aiming to enhance global event production and viewership. Yeah, Eddie talking Turkey to put money behind all his sports, darts, billiards, everything. Wow. So that's a good move there. Mm-hmm. Hearn's early career at Matchoom, beginning in 2000, included managing the company's golf division, where he represented professional golfers and organized tournaments under the Matchoom Golf brand. Matchoom also ventured into poker promotion during this period, hosting online poker events that became a key profit driver for the company in the early 2000s. Further diversification encompasses pool through Matchoom Pool, a subsidiary focused on professional events and content licensing deals, such as the June 2025 agreement with Highlight Games for virtual sports simulations, including pool alongside snooker. These efforts reflect a strategy of leveraging established sports for steady revenue streams, with snooker and pool providing diversified income amid boxing's event-driven model. And he got Turkey Ali Sheik involved in all of them with him. Snooker, pool, darts, everything. He partnering with Turkey. So yeah, Technique, I gotta agree with your statement you made at the beginning. Technique, that silver spoon English boy is taking over boxing. Okay. Let's look at some controversies and criticisms. Gotta hear that. Controversies and criticism. Now, and we're gonna take a longer look at some of his stable in a little while. Got 6 of them. Again, Anthony Joshua, Dimitri Bivol. This one for BBO here. Jerron Boots Ennis, BBO's favorite fighter. Jai Apataya, Katie Taylor, and Raymond Ford. Salute, BBO. Okay. Controversies and criticisms. Doping and fighter support issues. Doping and fighter support issues. Doping and fighter support issues. See that sitting there on your corner bench. Eddie Hearn, as promoter of Matchroom Boxing, has faced scrutiny over multiple instances of fighters on his cards testing positive for banned substances. A 2022 analysis found that 30% of Hearn promoted events included at least one fighter who had previously failed a drug test or faced sanctions for doping violations. 30%. This pattern has drawn criticism from anti-doping advocates, including Rick DeConte, who in 2024 accused Hearn of contributing to boxing's doping issues and offered $15,000 for enhanced voluntary anti-doping association VADA testing on Matchroom cards. Ain't that the pot called the kettle black? Rick DeConte accusing somebody of doping. Rick DeConte accused Eddie Hearn of contributing to boxing's doping issues. Now that's the ultimate pot called the kettle black right there. Rick DeConte. We all know who he is, right? Wow. That's crazy. Rick DeConte accusing some prominent cases of Eddie's fighters include Conor Benn, a Hearn promoted welterweight who tested positive for clomiphene in 2 VADA samples in August and September 2022, leading to the postponement of his fight against Chris Eubank Jr. on October 8, 2022. Now, Hearn defended Benn, attributing the positive test to contamination from a fertility treatment prescribed to his father, Nigel Benn, and publicly criticized the UK anti-doping agency, UKAD, for mishandling the case, even quoting the Bible in November 2024 to claim UKAD had taken Benn's soul. What's his father taking some medicine got to do with him? That's too positive. Come on, Eddie. Despite the British Boxing Board of Control's initial ban, Hearn continued advocating for Brennan's clearance, which was partially granted by a 2023 tribunal ruling contamination as the likely cause, though UCAD appealed. It's the British doping agency, UCAD, United Kingdom. Yeah, come on, Eddie. You know damn well that boy's doping. Yeah, UCAD stands for United Kingdom Anti-Doping Agency, UKAD, UCAD. Now, other incidents involve Dillian White, another Hearn fighter who tested positive for metabolites of nandrolone and testosterone in an August 2023 sample, forcing the cancellation of his scheduled rematch with Anthony Joshua on August 12, 2023. Okay? Now, White, who had a prior adverse finding in 2019, denied intentional use, but the case highlighted recurring issues among Eddie Hearn's fighters. In women's boxing, undisputed junior lightweight champion Alicia Baumgardner featured Matchoom cards. She tested positive for clenbuterol and dehydroxy. We'll put that in here. Okay. This is Alicia tested positive for clenbuterol and this. It might take me the rest of the show to put it in there. It's got like 40 letters in it. I don't want y'all to see it. It says dehydroxy is the second word that I had trouble with. Oh, almost done. Okay, METHY. EAMINE. Okay, yeah. Alicia tested positive for clenbuterol and Zap. Right there. Okay. So Eddie, yeah, you getting a lot of fighters tested. Eddie looking the other way or something. And this happened to her in July 2023, a July 2023 VADA test before her title defense against Christina Leonardo on July 29th, 2023. This is positive that month of that fight. That was the same day Earl and Bud fought, wasn't it? It was around that. She claimed contamination from medication. More recently, on July 9th, 2025, Francisco Rodriguez Jr., who fought on the Matchoom card, returned an adverse VADA finding for a banned substance after his June 2025 upset win over Elijah Fry, raising questions about the result of the fight. Okay? Now, Eddie Hearn has maintained strong support of his fighters amid these controversies, arguing that unintentional contamination is common in emphasizing boxing's global doping challenges. But nobody else is getting caught 30% of the time, oh, Eddie, 30% of your cards. So that's saying something ain't right. That's a little much. He admitted in 2023 that his only mistake was not postponing the Van Eubank press conference sooner after the initial test, but continued promoting affected fights where possible. Critics, however, contend that Hearn's reluctance to sever ties with implicated fighters or trainers, such as those linked to Eddie Reynoso, whose stable has produced multiple positive tests, undermines anti-doping efforts and prioritizes commercial interests over clean sport integrity. Hearn has rejected such claims, positioning himself as a defender against overzealous regulators while calling for industry-wide reforms. No, you just co-signing that cheating, Eddie. Eddie don't consider it wrong. He just consider wrong when you get caught. You know how you do something. It's okay unless you get caught. That's how Eddie looking at it. Go ahead and dope, just don't get caught. Because it's happening too much. 30%? That's a little much. Yeah. So that's how Eddie going at it. It's not wrong. Just don't get caught. I'm okay with it. Matchmaking and promotional practice. That's what it seemed like anyway. A lot of fighters being dirty under one promotion. I think. Okay, matchmaking and promotional practice. Eddie Hearn's matchmaking strategy at Matchoom Boxing emphasizes placing prospects and contenders in competitive fights to accelerate development, often against experienced or highly skilled opponents, rather than padded records, which has drawn criticism for exposing unproven fighters to premature risks. Maybe that's why he let them use drugs and stuff, because he put them in there too soon, against proven fighters and stuff. Putting his prospects in the big fights too soon. That's why he got them drugging. But anyway, yeah, that's his promotional strategy. And he's drawing criticism for exposing unproven fighters to premature risks. For instance, in December 2024, prospects Mark Castro and Jaleel Hackett suffered their first professional defeats in fights arranged by Matchoom, prompting accusations of overly aggressive matchmaking that prioritizes entertainment over career preservation. Okay? Hearn defended these decisions, asserting the losses stem from the fighters' shortcomings rather than flawed opponent selection, and rejecting claims of deliberate sabotage or undue pressure. Similarly, in May 2023, following defeats of Matchroom fighters like Chris Eubank Jr., Hearn argued against the industry's tendency to protect great fighters, insisting that tough matchmaking fosters genuine improvement over sheltering prospects with mismatched gimmies. Critics, including commentators like Teddy Atlas, have labeled Hearn's approach as horrible matchmaking, particularly in cases involving home favorites, such as Katie Taylor's loss to Chantal Cameron in 2023, and Gary Cully's defeat to George Felix, where selections were seen as mismatched despite Hearn's intent to deliver real fights. This contrasts with allegations of selective protection for star attraction, such as purportedly shielding Anthony Joshua from threats like Martin McCauley in 2025 scheduling, described by some as Machiavellian tactics to safeguard commercial assets. Hearn has countered such narratives by highlighting Matchroom's track record of bold pairings, including early tests for fighters like Sonny Edwards, whom he backed against detractors, questioning the rigor of their past. In promotional practice, Hearn employs aggressive verbal marketing, social media engagement, and public feuds to build hype, a style that amplifies event visibility, but invites backlash for perceived overpromising and reality bending to suit agendas. Fans and observers have accused him of sustaining unrealistic narratives around underperforming fighters, contributing to widespread UK fan discontent in 2022 amid a string of high-profile setbacks. Despite this, Hearn maintains that his brash promotion drives the sport's growth is evidenced by Matchoom's expansion into global broadcasting deals, though detractors argue it prioritizes spectacle over substantive matchmaking integrity. Now, rivalries with other promoters. Rivalries with other promoters. Remember that? The 5 versus 5. Eddie lost all 5 of them. Rivalries with other promoters. Eddie Hearn's rivalries with other boxing promoters have been characterized by intense competition for top talent, broadcasting rights, and market dominance, often playing out through public verbal exchanges and strategic business maneuvers. These conflicts, particularly in the UK and United States market, have driven much of modern boxing's promotional landscape, though some have evolved into selective collaboration. Eddie Hearn's most enduring rivalry is with Frank Warren of Queensberry Promotions, spanning over 15 years and rooted in a generational family feud between the Hearn and Warren dynasties. The competition intensified after Hearn took over Matchroom Boxing from his father Barry in 2009, leading to battles over British heavyweights like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, including accusations of poaching fighters and legal threats over promotional rights. For instance, in the lead up to potential Joshua Fury fight, both promoters exchanged heated media barbs, with Warren criticizing Hearn's matchmaking as overly protected, and Hearn countering that Warren prioritized quick title shots over fighter development. Despite the animosity, they co-promoted a high-profile 5 vs. 5 event on June 1st, 2024, under Queensberry vs. Matchroom, marking a temporary truce driven by shared Saudi backing and the zone interest. Though Hearn maintained in March 2025 that the underlying rivalry persists, as both vie to be the premier UK promoter. In the United States, Hearn has clashed repeatedly with Bob Arum of Top Rank, with feuds escalating over co-promotion deals and fighter availability. Arum accused Hearn in October 2022 of sabotaging a potential Tyson Fury-Anthony Joshua fight to protect his interests, prompting Hearn to retort that Top Rank was completely finished amid their expiring ESPN contract. The antagonism continued into 2024 as Arum lambasted a controversial Jack Catterall win over Josh Taylor, promoted by Hearn, as rigged, to which Hearn dismissed Arum as off his chops and irrelevant to UK events. These exchanges highlight broader tensions between Matchroom's global, the zone-backed model, and Top Rank's traditional ESPN ties, with Hearn positioning himself as an aggressive expander into the American market against established United States promoters like Arum, Al Heyman's premier boxing champions, and Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy. More recently, as of September 2025, Hearn has embraced an emerging rivalry with UFC president Dana White, who entered boxing promotion via Power Slap and partnerships like the Conor McGregor-backed Fight Series. White labeled Hearn a lunatic and WWE script reader. In October 2025, amid criticisms of Hearn's event formats, while Hearn welcomed the competition, arguing it would boost the sport by contrasting White's combat sports crossover approach with Matchroom's pure boxing focus. This dynamic underscores Hearn's broader conflicts with non-traditional interests challenging his international expansion. Okay, and personal life for Eddie Hearn. There's him and Barry, his daddy. Personal life, family, and private relationships. Eddie Hearn is the son of Barry Hearn, the founder and president of Matchoom Sport, who instilled in him a competitive work ethic and strict life lessons from a young age. Barry Hearn has publicly described their father-son dynamic as one where Eddie often surpasses him in business acumen, though Eddie credits his father's influence for shaping his resilience and drive in the sports promotion industry. In June 2025, Eddie revealed that Barry had suffered a heart attack, highlighting their close familial bond amid ongoing professional collaboration. Eddie married Chloe Hearn in 2012 after dating for several years. The couple has maintained a relatively private personal life, despite his high-profile career. They have two daughters, Isabel, born in 2010, and Sophia, born in 2012. As of September 2025, reports emerged suggesting the Hearns were living separately, with Eddie relocating primarily to Monaco for business reasons and Chloe remaining out of the public eye. Including her absences from the Netflix series, The Greatest Showman, Eddie has been observed without his wedding ring in recent appearances, and their teenage daughters reportedly split time between residences. Though a source close to the family stated the claims of divorce discussions are untrue, and the couple remains together, albeit with increased distances. No further details on other private relationships have been publicly disclosed by Hearn, who has portrayed himself as a dedicated family man in prior interviews. Health, fitness, and lifestyle changes. Health, fitness, and lifestyle changes. In his early 40s, Eddie Hearn initiated a comprehensive fitness overhaul, shedding approximately 28 pounds over 18 months. By mid-2023, through consistent strength training, cardiovascular exercise, and dietary adjustments. Previously prone to yo-yo dieting, Hearn adopted a sustained routine emphasizing high-protein intake, targeting 250 grams daily, alongside mindful eating to support muscle preservation and energy demands from his high-stress role as a boxing promoter. He credited sobriety, achieved by April 2022, as a pivotal lifestyle shift that enhanced his mental clarity and discipline, describing it as eliminating a constant battle with alcohol. Hearn's exercise regimen incorporated full-body supersets when time constrained, progressing to targeted splits focusing on compound movements like squats, deadlifts, and bench presses, combined with running for endurance. By late 2023, at age 44, he completed a 10-week intensive program, culminating in a men's health cover feature, resulting in visible muscle gains and a completely different physique that he maintained into 2024 through regular sessions. This transformation not only improved his physical resilience for the brutal demands of promotion, such as late nights and travel, but also boosted cognitive focus and self-confidence, with Hearn noting a shift from self-doubt to affirming his reflection daily. Experimenting further in early 2024, Hearn undertook a 72-hour water fast, losing up to 10 pounds temporarily, though he later deemed it ineffective for long-term results and returned to balanced nutrition over extreme measures. Approaching age 46 in 2025, he integrated proactive health monitoring, including routine checkups and views fitness, as essential respect to his professional longevity, sustaining a regimen that prioritizes recovery and consistency amid his schedule. He ain't paying attention. He better do what the Barfather do, and the Barfather's 94. I told y'all Monday what the Barfather said got him up to 94. He's smoking marijuana. That's all you got to do, Eddie. Start smoking that marijuana. I think Eddie right now is like 47 or something. Let me see real quick. Eddie Hearn. He'll be 47 this year in June. Currently 46. He'll be 47 in June. And finally, to close it down, legacy and recent development. Currently 46, be 47 when his birthday comes June 8th. Legacy and recent development for Eddie. Legacy and recent development. Impact on boxing industry. Under Eddie Hearn's leadership, Matchoom boxing has significantly expanded the sport's global footprint through strategic broadcasting partnerships, notably a $1 billion fight 8-year deal with The Zone announced in May 2018, which funded 16 annual U.S.-backed events and facilitated entry into the American market, previously dominated by traditional networks. This was followed by a 5-year global rights agreement with The Zone in June 2021, replacing Sky Sports in the UK and Ireland, which Hearn described as transformative for delivering consistent pay-per-view events and enhancing accessibility via streaming. Hearn's promotion of high-profile fighters, including Anthony Joshua's 2015 IBF heavyweight title win over Dillian Whyte, and subsequent fights generating millions in pay-per-view revenue, has elevated boxing's commercial viability, with Matchroom events consistently achieving record attendance figures, such as the 73,000 spectators at the May 2021 Canelo Alvarez vs. Billy Joe Saunders fight in Texas. These efforts contributed to substantial increases in pay-per-view sales and overall sport visibility since Hearn assumed control of Matchroom boxing. By staging events in emerging markets like Saudi Arabia and the US, Hearn has driven internationalization, partnering with figures such as Saudi boxing chief Turki Ali Sheikh for major cards, which has injected fresh capital and attracted celebrity crossovers, modernizing promotion beyond traditional venues. His approach earned him the World Boxing Association's Promoter of the Year award in January 2022, recognizing Matchroom's role in sustaining elite-level competition amid industry fragmentation. However, critics argue that reliance on streaming subscriptions has sometimes prioritized volume over quality matchmaking, though empirical revenue growth evidenced by multi-million-dollar fight purses, underscores a net positive shift toward sustainable business models. And finally, activities and plans as of 2026. Activities and plans as of 2026. In 2025, Matchoom Boxing, under Eddie Hearn's leadership, continued its expansion of international events, including a debut card in Accra, Ghana, that was in December, scheduled for December 20th, which Eddie described as a precursor to potential larger fights in Africa. The promotion also planned a high-profile return to Monte Carlo in 2026, with Hearn promising it would feature Matchoom's strongest lineup to date, emphasizing enhanced matchmaking for global appeal. Hearn outlined an aggressive early schedule, starting with double-hitter events on January 25th in Nottingham, England, and Las Vegas, Nevada, followed by a London card on January 31st, focusing on emerging talents like Dalton Smith, Sam Noakes, Diego Pacheco, Trouble Makumbi. To address viewer fatigue, Matchoom intended to experiment with earlier main event start times around 9 p.m. for select shows, aiming to broaden accessibility without compromising production quality. For key fighters, Hearn confirmed ambitions to keep welterweight champion Jerome Boots Ennis active at 154 pounds, targeting unification fights against division leaders to solidify dominance. Regarding heavyweight Anthony Joshua, Hearn expressed the 50-50 likelihood, potentially, of a 2026 return, potentially on an undercard against a lower-ranked opponent for low-stakes ring rust setting, though he later deemed it unlikely, pivoting to a late 2026 headliner while eyeing two major grand spectacle fights later in the year. Okay, Eddie Hearn. Business-wise, Matchoom forged a partnership with Jay-Z's Rock Nation Sports in September 2025 to enhance international agency services, unlocking cross-promotional opportunities in boxing and other sports. Hearn also signaled increased UK-focused events to bolster domestic growth, alongside high-stakes teasers. These initiatives reflect Hearn's strategy of balancing marquee attractions with infrastructural tweaks to sustain Matchoom's market position amid competitive pressures. There you have it, Matchoom Boxing, Eddie Hearn. What's up, Al Booger? How you doing? We're looking at Matchoom. This is promoter week. Bob Aaron was Monday, Oscar and Golden Boy was yesterday. Eddie Hearn Matchoom today, and Frank Warren and Queensbury is tomorrow, and Al Heyman and the PBC is Friday. Salute, Al Booger. How are you today? Okay. So now we're gonna look at six of this closes down. Six of Matchoom's current stars in their stable. Okay. Of course, AJ is first. Six of Matchoom's current stars. Eddie has in the stable over there right now, currently. AJ. Anthony Joshua. I think we're going to get them all in, too. How's everybody? We closing in on Berrios and Ryan Saturday. Good card. I got that one picker. Okay, Anthony Joshua. Just a brief look, that's all. We're going to move on to the next one. 6 of Eddie Hearn's stars that he has in the stable right now. Anthony Joshua is first. Now, Anthony Joshua was born in Watford, England, okay? And he's of Nigerian descent. And as an amateur, he won the super heavyweight gold medal at the 2012 Summer Olympics in London, and later turned professional in 2013 to become a 2-time unified heavyweight world champion, holding the WBA, IBF, WBO, and IBO titles from 2016 to 2019, and again from 2019 to 2021. Joshua, standing at 6'6" with a pro record of 27 wins and 4 losses, 25 by knockout, rose to prominence by unifying the heavyweight division through victories over established champions, including Vladimir Klitschko in 2017, but experienced setbacks with defeats to Andy Ruiz Jr. in 2019 and Alexander Usyk in 21 and 22, before recent wins against Francis Ngannou in 24, followed by a loss to Daniel Dubois later that year, while trying to win back the IBF title, trying for the IBF title. Known for its powerful punching and marketability, Joshua has generated over $250 million in career earnings, making him the highest paid heavyweight boxer, though his career has been marked by questions of durability and adaptability against elite technical opponents. Okay, AJ. Next, current Matchoom star is Dimitri Bivol. There's Dimitri and Arthur in one of their fights. I don't know if we're going to get that trilogy or not. You know, both of them stay injured all of a sudden. So I don't know about that. Plus, Arthur is going on 42 or 41 or something. So yeah, that's a good question about that one. We'll see though. Okay, Dimitri. Let's talk about Bivol briefly. J Prince. 50 Cent, Jay-Z, not a rapper, but J Prince. Oh, right there it is. Thank you, Al Booker. My bad. Now what we are talking about now. Dimitri Bivol. Okay, Dimitri Bivol. Yeah, I was Russian back then. Okay, let me take a drink and slow down. Yeah, J Prince. My mistake there. Thank you, Al Booker. I did say Jay-Z. Okay, Dimitri Bivol. There we go. Now he's a Russian fighter, born in 1990. Okay, competes in the light heavyweight division. He turned pro in 2014 after an amateur career that included over 260 wins and a silver medal at the 2013 World Championships. Yeah, that's how they do it in Eastern Europe. He had almost 300 amateur fights, 260 wins. And he won the medal in 2013 representing Russia. He captured the WBA light heavyweight title in 2017 and defended it multiple times, establishing himself as a technically skilled fighter known for precise combinations and defensive footwork. Now, some notable achievements include his upset majority decision victory over undisputed super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez, in 2022. Okay? And that was one of only 2 pro defeats for Canelo at that time. He had since suffered another one to Bud, but that was before Bud. The only one that beat him at that time was Floyd, right? And he defeated Arthur Beterbiev in their second fight by majority decision in February 2025 to win back his WBA and the other 3 belts to become undisputed light heavyweight champion. 24-1, 12 knockouts, with Beterbiev being his only loss in his career. Dimitri Bivol. Next is Ron Buchanan. You still here, BBO? We're doing your favorite fighter now. I should have did this before BBO left. That's his favorite fighter. Booker said, what do you think about an episode covering rappers that got into the fight game? Oh, that's a good one, Al Booker. Let me write that down. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you, Al Booker. Okay, now, where are we? Ron Buchanan, BBO Sports TV's favorite fighter. Is next. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I see what you were saying, not Jay Prince. You talking about Jay-Z and 50. Okay, rappers like that. Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea, Al Booker. I'm gonna look into that. That'll be coming up. Okay, yeah. Okay, Jerron Boots Dennis. We're looking at some of Eddie Hearn's current stable. Current fighters he has signed to him. Ron Buchanan. You in here, BBO? Okay. BBO said Boots is overrated. BBO said as soon as he get in there with somebody, he's gonna get his butt beat. Mm-hmm. Okay, Jerron Ennis. He's undefeated currently from Philly and currently in the super welterweight division, right? He has a WBA interim. One of them. Mm-hmm. I think it's a WBA. I think Virgil got the WBC, right? Now Boots is 35-0, 31 knockouts, and he got a no contest. Now he is renowned for his exceptional speed, power, and technical skill, positioning him as one of the boxing's rising stars at age 28. Now, Ennis began his boxing journey in the amateur ranks, achieving notable success, including a silver medal at the 2014 U.S. National Golden Gloves Championship and a gold medal in 2015 in the same tournament, which highlighted his potential as a future pro standout. Turning pro in April 30th, 2016, he quickly established dominance in the welterweight division, compiling an early streak of over 20 consecutive wins while steadily facing increasingly tougher opposition. His breakthrough came in January 2023 with a unanimous decision victory over Hearn to capture the IBF interim welterweight title, followed by defenses including a 10th round knockout of Roymond Villa in July 2023. Villa hasn't fought since then, has he? Or has he? A unanimous decision rematch win over Hearn in November 2024, and a 5th round stoppage of David Avenigin in July 2024. Then in April 2025, Boots unified the IBF and WBA welterweight titles with a 6th round TKO of Eumantis Stanionis in Atlantic City, New Jersey, solidified his status as a unified champion at 147. Seeking greater challenges, he relinquished both welterweight titles in July 2025 to move up to super welterweight, where he currently sits and has claimed the WBA interim championship in October 2025 with a dominant 1st round knockout of Lima that was in Philly. Boots is 5 foot 10 inches, a 74-inch reach, and fights in an orthodox stance. His physical attributes, combined with his Philadelphia roots, where he continues to train, have fueled his ascent drawing comparisons to the city's storied boxing heritage. As of January 2026, he remains active and highly ranked, with eyes on full unification at 154 pounds and potential matchups against top contenders like Virgil Ortiz Jr. Negotiations for a fight between Ennis and Ortiz are ongoing amid tensions between Golden Boy Promotions and Matchoom Boxing's Eddie Hearn, with Oscar De La Hoya demanding a 60-40 purse split in favor of Virgil, plus a 5% bonus to the winner. Virgil's manager has cited high offers from Riyadh events as a factor in stalled talks, while Golden Boy is considering a shift to PBC pay-per-view, and the Zone is pushing for the matchup. Eddie is pushing for it. Okay? Roots. Okay, next. We're just talking about a couple of Eddie's stable. Jai Opataya. Jai Opataya is next. At 6, I had Jai Opataya, Katie Taylor, and Raymond Ford left. And Opataya, I don't know if anybody can touch him at cruiserweight. I would like to see him in Bivol. What y'all think about that? Opataya and Dimitri Bivol. That would be, I think that would be a good. That's one of the biggest fights in boxing to me. Them two. If Bivol could get his health together. Bivol stood in there 24 rounds with that killer Beterbiev, so I don't know. Opataya. What's up, Irony Boxing? And prize fighter in the building. Salute. Yeah, we was just finishing up. We talked about Golden Boy today. We just talking about some of the stars in the stable now to finish off. Yeah, Opataya. I was talking about the fight I would like to see is Opataya and Bivol. They right there, one at light heavyweight, one at cruiserweight. So yeah, that's makeable. Mm-hmm. That would be a good matchup, I think. Nobody talks about that one, no? Okay, let's go to Katie Taylor. I don't know why Opataya. I was looking at it earlier. Now I can't get it. Let's go to Katie. We might get her and Raymond Ford in. Those were the last two. We're looking at some fighters in Eddie's stable to close out. Let's go to Katie. I don't even know if Katie fighting anymore, but salute. Prize fighter at Irony Boxing. You will see prize fighter tonight at 8 with BBO and the gang over there, and Irony Boxing around 9 tonight. Okay, both great channels. Both know their boxing inside out. Okay, Katie Taylor. Now, Katie was a former association footballer, widely regarded as one of the greatest female boxers of all time. She was born in Bray County, Wicklow, Ireland. She rose to prominence in the amateur ranks, amassing an illustrious record that includes 5 consecutive Women's World Boxing Championship gold medals, 2006 to 2014, 6 European Championship gold medals, 5 European Union Championship gold medals, an Olympic gold medal in the lightweight division at the 2012 London Games, making her the first Irish woman to win Olympic gold in boxing. That was the first year to let the women go in 2012, remember? But Katie was a very decorated amateur career, very decorated. So transitioning to the professional ranks in 2016, Katie has compiled a record of 25 wins against 1 loss, 6 knockouts, capturing undisputed world titles in 2 weight classes, lightweight and super welterweight. Lightweight and super lightweight. Only one of 5 boxers to do that in the 4-belt era. 2 weight classes. We got Clarissa Shields, Bud Crawford, Katie Taylor, Naoya Inoue, and Otisanda Usyk. Only 5 boxers undisputed in 2 weight classes in the 4-belt era. Katie is one of them. Okay. Before dedicating herself fully to boxing, Katie was a talented footballer. That's soccer over there in Europe. They call soccer football. But I guess that's the real name, because you can only hit it with your feet. Only one can touch it is the goalie. So that's really football, right? That's what they call it. We call it soccer. But Katie was a talented soccer player, earning 11 caps for the Republic of Ireland senior national team as a winger between 2006 and 2009, scoring 2 goals and captaining the under-19 side. She also played Gaelic football and camogie in her youth. I have no idea what that is, camogie. Reflecting her athletic versatility and a family with deep sporting roots. Her father, Peter Taylor, was also a soccer player and boxer, who introduced Katie to the boxing ring at age 12. Taylor's amateur boxing journey began amid challenges, as women's boxing was not fully recognized in Ireland until 1996. She trained in a male-dominated environment and advocated for the sport's growth, ultimately becoming its flag bearer. In her professional career, Katie quickly established dominance, winning her first world title in her 7th pro fight in 2017, WBA lightweight. Key victories since include unanimous decisions over 7th division champion Amanda Serrano 3 times, okay? And 2022 was the first women's boxing event to ever headline a card at Madison Square Garden. Mm-hmm. Yep, and she got the trilogy sweep against Amanda. I thought Amanda won 2 of them. Okay, but Katie. Okay, let's get Raymond Ford in real quick and Katie Taylor. I thought Amanda got 2 out of the 3, but the judges didn't think. The judges thought Katie got 3 out of the 3, and that's what counted. What the judges think. That's what's in box rec. Katie went in 3 of them. So it's no matter what I think. I'm a box historian, not a boxing judge. Okay, let's look at Raymond Ford real quick. That's one of Eddie Hearn's current stable members. Don't forget, tomorrow is Frank Warren in Queensbury and Al Heyman's Friday for PBC. Okay, Raymond Ford. Now, Raymond was born in 1999 from Camden, New Jersey, known for his southpaw stance and competing primarily in the super featherweight division now. He was at 126. I think he stayed a fight too long. Remember, he lost his last fight there to Nick Bowling Ball, right? Remember the 5 versus 5? He was one of the Eddie got swept. Raymond was one of those 5 Eddie Hearn's fighters that got beat, remember? But he should have been up at 130 by then. You know, full strength Raymond Ford would wipe the floor with Nick Bowling Ball, but he was all weight drained and everything. But he got that Riyadh season money, so I would squeeze myself back down there one more time for that Riyadh season money too. Remember, that was a Riyadh season card. But yeah, Raymond's at super featherweight now, 130. As an amateur, he achieved prominence by winning the 2018 U.S. National Golden Gloves Championship in the 123-pound bantamweight category. The amateur is like a pound or 2 different, because it's 123 bantamweight is 118 at the pro level, right? So that's 5 pounds. But he won that National Golden Gloves for that in 2018, marking a key milestone in his early career, despite growing up in a challenging environment, Camden, New Jersey. He turned pro in March 2019, compiling an undefeated record to this point. No, 1 loss. ranked the Nick bowling ball so far. Okay, that was the we are season title defense. Was by split decisions, Nick Ball in the 5 vs. 5. And that's it. Eddie Hearn and Matchoom boxing. Those were just 6 of his current stable. Anthony Joshua, Dimitri Bivol, Jerron Ducenis, Jai Apataya, Katie Taylor, Raymond Ford. Yeah, that Bivol and if Apataya would go up, that would be easy to. I mean, Bivol would go up the cruiserweight. That would be easy to make because they're both Eddie Hearn fighters. So that's just like signing the contract, you know. We both fight under the same banner, Matchoom. But I don't know. Bivol getting up there. I think he's probably gonna finish up at light heavyweight. I know Opataya ain't coming down. Anything, he'll go up to heavyweight. But I appreciate everybody that came through today. Join me tomorrow for Frank Warren and Matchoom Promoter Week. Yeah, we're gonna look at probably be next week. Al Booker's suggestion of rappers that got into boxing. You know, not necessarily as boxers in the management part or whatever, but yeah. Probably we usually do shows out of the chat on Wednesday, so I'm trying to have that one ready by next Wednesday. Brought to you by Al Booker. Rappers that got into boxing. Okay. But remember, the rest of the week is Frank Warren of Queensbury tomorrow. Al Heyman PBC Friday, and Saturday is the big card. We got Mario Burrios and Ryan Garcia. I don't know. Everybody trying to lean toward Ryan, but I still got it 50-50. I think Burrios can do it. You know? But we will see. Because we're only a couple of days away now. A couple of days away. Okay. Let's see, who do we have in here today? I got to shout out my people. Prize Fighter. Remember, you see Prize Fighter tonight at 8 with BVO and the gang over there, the Sports Talk Network. We had Arnie Boxing. Arnie Boxing will be around 9 tonight. Great show. Come to Cast Sports fan. Arnie Boxing. Great show. History, current events. He calls boxing, MMA, UFC, wrestling. Arnie Boxing, very versatile guy. Tonight, round 9. BBO Sports TV, Thomas Hill, Mike Mazik, Technique, The Drunk Irishman, Mike Rim, Ray Patterson, and salute to Miss Cass, because without her, none of this would be possible. Appreciate everybody. Okay. We'll be back tomorrow with Frank Warren. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's The Box Story bringing you all that boxing history. Appreciate everybody 1,000,000%. Everybody have a great afternoon.